Hello and welcome to Gorilla and the Geek, the podcast for sweaty nerds by sweaty nerds. My name is Kyle from Geeks Weekly, and I'm joined, as always, by my good pal, John, the hair-cutted Ginger Gorilla. John, how you doing today?
I got no hair.
Well, on the sides.
I'm gonna have to get a white piece of paper and have you draw for the logo a fade haircut just for the one side, and I'll tape it over. We'll have to line it up perfectly.
Always giving me work to do then.
Yeah, Hey Kyle, make the thumbnail. Hey Kyle, draw me another picture.
It's not easy being the artsy fartsy guy, ladies and gentlemen. But what is easy, ladies and gents, is the time of a fan of the Jersey Shore franchise, because it seems as though, whilst the world may be coming to an awful end during the year of 2020, we've gotten a pretty good amount of Jersey Shore related content for you guys. And that is what this episode's about. It's not Jersey Shore specifically, but it is kind of, would you say it's a spin-off series, an offshoot of the show?
That's how I would describe it. I'd describe it as a spin-off of Jersey Shore. I mean, that's the only way we could really just say, because it's not its own reality show. I mean, it's using the backbones of what Jersey Shore built.
Yeah, I mean, so, well, real quick, we are discussing A Double Shot at Love.
Yes.
More specifically, A Double Shot at Love with DJ Pauly D and Vinny.
Yeah, which that name, I mean, that's a lengthy name. On IMDb, that's what it's called.
They only did that because previously there was a show called A Double Shot at Love, and I believe originally just A Shot at Love. But they brought the show back, and it was canceled a while ago, I think. But they brought it back under the guise of this is starring maybe two of the most successful reality TV stars ever. The Kardashian clan kind of has the top tier, and then it's kind of the Jersey Shore people, I think, below them. So you kind of have to put their names in there just to boot. I wouldn't have watched a show if it didn't have those names in it. That's how I knew it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, but do you think season 2 still needs it, or
No. I think, honestly, they could rename the show.
I figured we'd get into it. I hope for a later end. That's what I'd hope.
Okay. Right? So we'll discuss that in a little bit. So we are going to go full spoiler territory with the show after we discuss briefly the characters involved.
Yeah.
We are not going to be discussing season 1 because that is way too long ago for me. I know we both binged it, but John was able to binge it sooner than I was because I watched it maybe at the beginning of summer.
Yeah.
So we want to discuss season 2, which just ended this week, which broke my heart. But,
at least we have a reunion episode.
2 of them.
So, guys, it's also the future. If you're watching this in the future, this is pre-reunion episode. So anything that comes out of that, we don't really know. We got a little snippet, but anything else. So if you hear us say something and you're like, idiots, they said that in the reunion. It's just remember, this is pre-reunion episode. So.
Absolutely. And with that being said, let's get right into it, John. First of all, the premise of the show. Originally, the season 1 was a game show to see who would date both Pauly D and Vinny from Jersey Shore. They all lived in a house together. It was quite entertaining. The show wound up ending with Pauly choosing no one. And Vinny choosing someone named Elise, and they wound up not seeing each other after the show, which is expected. And that caused a little bit of tension coming into season 2, where Pauly D and Vinny had their residencies in Vegas. Shout out Vinny for landing a wild stripper gig. And they flew the girls out to live with them for probably a month, I would say. And they told the girls in storyline to invite 3 friends. Now, of course, the greatest casting director of all time, whose name I don't have pulled up, but maybe John can get it for me while I'm providing the synopsis. She found maybe the best 3 guys we've seen on television together. Maybe even they might have better chemistry, the 3 guys together, than the original Jersey Shore cast, John. And I mean that. and I'm discussing the three cousins, three legends in the making. You have Brandon, Nikki, and Antonio. Three pretty distinct personalities. Brandon is an MC who's going there not for a long time, but a good time, and to, of course, help his MCing career. You have Nikki, who is maybe the most American Italian person I've ever seen in the modern world.
Yeah, man. It's like something else. Also, casting director's name is Doran Ofen.
The GOAT.
Yeah. Actually, and you know what? We one time gave the wrong person credit. You said she. Doran Ofen is the actual casting director. That's a guy. The person we said last time was the executive producer. Also deserves a bunch of credit because as you said, Shot of Love was with Tequila. I just found out. So that they came from Tequila, Shot at Love, which was also, I remember, extremely popular, but we were like in middle school, so we didn't watch a porn star's Shot at Love thing going on there.
Yeah.
So then went to Jersey Shore, blew that up, and now is doing Double Shot at Love, and murdered it because, as Kyle was saying, got three amazing guys to
incredible.
I mean, bro, and once again, we'll get into talking about him, but Kyle, keep finished doing your synopsis here.
And then the last guy is named Antonio, who is kind of like just like a basic party kind of guy, who works like a really hardworking blue collar job. And they also, again, they didn't invite every single girl because there was like 20 of them in the original Double Shot house. I think how many did they invite back? 6? I believe 6.
Yeah.
Because it was 11 people total. Mm-hmm. And it was just basically Jersey Shore remixed. They all lived in the same like massive penthouse suite. I mean, my gosh. The MTV showed out the bag for this. And the young new castmates worked at Dre's nightclub, which is a pretty famous nightclub in Vegas, whilst the two OGs, Vinny and Pauly D, fulfilled their residencies. They partied, they fought, they loved. It was a great season.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I was like, oh yeah, I'm interested. So I started watching the season late. Kyle was already a couple episodes in. And he was like, bro, you're gonna love it. It's amazing. So I was going into it with hype, but then I started watching it, and I was like, first episode, I was a little nervous because I was like, I don't know if I really love these guys as much as I want to. And then it exceeded expectations, and it's already feels like a new family of like reality TV. Like, I'm so excited, and I think, which jumping to the end of the season, Vinny says, he goes, I thought I was just going on to this season, just gonna be like, hey kids, here's your penthouse, and then see them at breakfast and dinner, and that was really it. But I really feel like I got another family here, and I truly believe that because MTV was probably just said what we originally just said, that they're really using Vinny and Pauly to jumpstart these kids' career and their reality TV show. And I can only imagine Vinny and Pauly, I mean, except for the couple of the girls that they were like, yeah, like, I think I could actually see something with them. But even going into this season, they may be like, I don't think that anything's going to happen. They're probably just like, yeah, whatever. Where's the money? We got money for this? Sure. And then it turned into like them actually liking these guys and the girls and hanging out and shenanigans ensue, man. Shenanigans ensue. Sure. There was no note, but I mean,
yeah, well,
I could see that coming in the future with these. This crew.
It was nearing, which we can discuss in a bit. So with that being said, let's discuss the entire cast. We obviously Pauly D and Vinny. We don't need to say much about them.
Go see the past videos, the Jersey Shore season videos.
Yeah. So again, Brandon. We'll talk about the cousins first. Brandon, an MC from Jersey. He's kind of a player, a bit of a D-bag, as it were, but kind of a nice guy at the same time. It's hard to say. The kind of guy who grows on you the more you know him. When you first see him, you're like, yuck, I don't want to be near that guy. And I don't want any of my female friends to be near him either. And any thoughts on Brandon?
Yeah,
Real
man. I
quick.
mean, Brandon was my least favorite to start, and maybe my favorite towards the end because he was more focused on towards the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't as much of a douchebag when he's able to actually talk about his feelings, right? So the reason he seemed like such a douchebag was because of that one thing. Once again, we'll dive into later because it was a big arcing story over the season. Is him and Marissa got together. They smushed, and then it created tension, right? So he seemed like a douchebag because of that, but then ended up, I feel like, kind of redeeming himself with just how likable he is. Even with her, still after that, I think she's not even really mad at him because he seems like a sweet guy. It just seems like he's at a weird point in his life. He talks about right before the show that he broke up with a longtime girlfriend. So with all of that coming together, and if you actually think about, oh, these actually are real people, I think I mean, he seems like a really nice guy, and I'm that's what I took out of this season, and we'll see what's to come once he starts getting a taste. Because now these kids, this is where we're gonna really see the reality TV kick in, if we get more, because now they're getting the taste of, oh, people know us, people, now they're reality TV stars, right?
Yeah.
So
Now,
we'll see how he changes, but I like him.
what's going to be interesting though is that this obviously didn't get Jersey Shore levels of notoriety, but nothing else really has.
Mm-hmm.
So, like with Jersey Shore, after that first season, everyone knew who they were.
Yeah.
Like it was inescapable. With these people, they I'm not sure how much fame they have, but it is a thing. So I'm wondering. Now, of course, you had interactions this season that probably happened due to the fact that there were camera ons, just like
Uh-huh.
probably what was the case with Jersey Shore seasons 1 and 2. But I do wonder. I agree with you. I do wonder what their future interactions are going to be like due to the fact that they now have one season under their belt in front of all of America.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you mentioned Marissa, so let's go to her next. Marissa, I have a hard time with because I feel as though when I'm describing her character, it's just loves D-bags. There really isn't much else. I mean, she has a big heart.
Yeah.
She falls for someone pretty quickly. She's a big party goer, but that's kind of it.
Bro, she's from Staten Island, right?
Um,
Or Long Island.
I don't think she's Staten Island. I think she might be Long Island.
Well, she's so Long Island, like poster child of Long Island. She is someone who I think the reason that she falls for D-bags is because her personality almost, she kind of seems a little like gruff, like she has a little deep raspier voice, like the way she talks, like that Long Island accent. If it is Long Island, Staten Island accent, I don't know.
She might be Jersey,
I'm,
dude.
I'm from she's not Jersey, I don't think. Not
No,
Jersey.
okay.
No. But she's from one of those two, right? And I'm from Jersey. I don't know. I can't tell. And she, you almost get like I caught myself feeling bad because there were some times where I was like, oh yeah, but she does have emotion. She does, like, I was like, why is she getting upset again? And I'm like, oh yeah, well, because she's not like just a character, right? That is, and like it's so weird because she gets so feminine in some certain instances and then so tomboyish in other instances. And I mean, it's very intriguing because we didn't really have this. Even though JWoww said she was a tomboy, she was still so much more feminine than I see Marissa. Um, and I feel like Marissa is like a new aspect of, like, not someone from the last Jersey Shore that I truly I see here. I mean, and I don't really. I think a lot of these characters that we're getting are very different. I don't think there's really any direct replications. Um, but it's very interesting because I like who she is, and I can't wait to see more of it. Right?
That's the thing with
As
her.
it goes on.
I think it's a wait and see kind of thing with her because I
Yeah.
feel like it was her and Brandon's relationship was the focus of her on the show that I
Mhm.
don't think we got to see enough of her.
Yeah.
I think next season, and I don't want to stomp on what I want to see on topic later on in the pod. I really like to see her relationship with the Beast Coast East Coast crew develop more. For those of you who don't know, that's 3 of the girls from the season, involving Marissa, Darren, and B Lashes, but we will get into those in a bit. Up next, let's actually go into another Beast Coast East Coast person, Darren, who is essentially a crazy cat lady, but like in her late 20s. And also a bit of a troublemaker.
She stirs she's the situation.
Big time.
She's the situation. Like, you want to see her happy, but you don't really know how you feel about her. Like, I like this whole season. There was times where I'm like, I'm glad she's happy, which obviously we'll dig into more with that relationship that blossoms. But there's still something bad. There's still a taste in my mouth, and I'm like, I don't know if I truly like her for who she is, because there's something weird, right?
Well, I mean, she does odd things. I mean, at one point in the season, she rats on someone, on her housemate, to their significant other. Another time, she is kind of stirring the pot on whether or not someone actually cares for someone else. Another time, she's kind of shaming Marissa for hooking up with Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of weird things he sprinkles in.
Was she one of the people who got into a fight with Susie? I feel like I remember Susie saying, "Where the hell's Hoboken?" Or was it Nick who said that?
Also, Darren is from Hoboken, yes. No, so she did get into a fight with Susie because of the Marissa incident.
Yes.
But then that Susie fight turned towards B Lashes, because Susie just took out the Uzi and just started spraying it.
Yeah, which we'll get to. I can't wait to get to her, but...
Actually, you know what? Shall we?
Yeah. But real quick, Darren, what is your final feeling for Darren? Like, do you like Darren, or do you like, are you like me, where it's like, I like her, but I don't know. I feel like she will be the source for trouble in upcoming season.
So, as a source of conflict, I like her, in that she makes things interesting as a viewer. But as a person, I much prefer end of the season Darren, who seems more happy.
Yeah.
Maybe she was just a little bit lonely on the inside, and maybe that's why she was acting that way. Who knows?
True.
The editing of reality TV doesn't help, for sure, I would say. Yeah. And with that, discussing someone being happy or not so happy, let's get into Susie, aka Sugar Susie, aka Boozy Susie.
Sugar.
So, yes! Susie is the biggest yes type of girl you will ever see in your life. She's from LA, and she really wants you to know it. She's a fun time.
Is there a fountain?
But when she drinks a lot, she can get a bit feisty.
Bro.
A couple of blow-ups throughout the season, and there were some like flashback scenes to things that we didn't actually see on the show, where she's fighting more with people, and it's like, yikes. That must have been awkward. Now, in describing Susie's laugh, John, would you say like second in iconic nature to the Joker's laugh?
Bro, I would say it's up there with Sean's laugh.
For those of you who don't know, Sean, my partner in Geeks Weekly, his laugh is quite the sight.
Yeah, it makes you happy, but also too much of it, and you're like, okay, it's funny, we know, but it also at that same time you're like, this is the most lovable thing ever. It's like you want it in like a teddy bear almost. Like
now, Susie.
Yeah, Susie's makes me happy and it's catchy, but I couldn't imagine living with that.
Well, living with Susie might be pretty interesting as a whole, due to the fact that like at any point in time she might take a machete and just come for your head top with some stuff that happened like 2 weeks ago.
That's only if she does a shot or 2 or 10.
Yeah.
I don't know her limit.
Yeah, it's she was a point of conflict as well as Darren in the season, but mostly like seemingly out of nowhere. Like if anyone out there watches Dragon Ball Z, You'll be familiar with the move Instant Transmission, where Goku puts two fingers on the top of his forehead and can appear anywhere. That is Susie's rage. We'll be having a good time, and then boom, she's going scorched earth on you. And it's quite amazing to see.
And
what's great about it, the best part about it, is seeing the person on the receiving end, their face when it's happening. It's almost like, why are these bullets coming at me? What happened? I thought we were at the park.
What did I do? What did I do? I mean, legit, like, the Trey Songz with Nikki, she was like, Nikki was like, that's the thing with this season. Nikki was like not the problem. Like I thought she was in the beginning of Double Shot, right? Season 1. Like she was good. Like I like Nikki now. I don't think she's crazy anymore. Like I don't or obsessive, like as obsessive, but like Susie just that Trey Songz with you got flown out. And it was funny because Nikki goes, he didn't fly you out either. You live in LA. Like, what you do? Drive over to, well, you fly to Calabasas. And then they showed the map.
Yeah.
It was great. And it's just funny because the things people say back to Susie body her, but she's so drunk that it doesn't even, it's just like bounces off her, just not affected. And she just stays angry and going. And it's like, it's one of those things. It's like Juggernaut, right? You can't stop it, so you just gotta weather the storm and hopefully she gets tired.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good reference.
Talk yourself out of it.
And you had mentioned Susie, or not Susie. You mentioned Nikki. Nikki was originally seen as like the Susie of last season, of season 1. She was the final contestant for DJ Pauly D before he said, and I'm quoting directly here, "I'm rolling solo for now." And after filming an entire season,
it had to be such a produced line. I feel like.
I'm sure, because that was like the title of the YouTube highlight. It said literally, "Pauly D is rolling solo." She is in love with Pauly. According to the storyline, almost didn't do this season. Now, who knows if that's true or not? She comes in towards the end of episode 1, I believe. And her story is kind of, will she or won't she get back with Pauly D? Both as friends in a good place or together as a couple. And that is not the only Nikki. There is a guy Nikki. Guy Nikki is a Cousine. We talked about him before, with the most Italian American person you ever see. He says things like, yo, cuz. Loves cars. Really kind of a basic guy in terms of like what he likes. He loves cars. He loves women. He wears Yeezys.
Bro, I'm like, it's amazing how far confidence can get you.
Go on.
Because like, he doesn't have the stereotypical like hunk body, hunk look. He's so Italian that he has that, but he has that Italian confidence of like, I'm the shit. Like, he doesn't say that, but that's like the vibe he puts out. Like, I'm great. And
I'm that guy.
Like, to the point, like, he's not muscular. He's like skinny. He's a skinny guy. He's lanky.
Just he makes fun of the fact that he's skinny at one point. He tells Nikki tells him that shirt would look better on me to Guy Nikki. And Guy Nikki goes, why? Because I'm skinny? And he goes, yeah, you're rocked up. It's saying that she's more built than him.
But girl Nikki.
No, girl Nikki's
arm, dude.
Jacked, bro.
Yeah.
But like, not saying it's a bad thing, but like she's just, she looks like she's clothesline.
She's in shape. I mean, her and Pauly do fit together because he's also still shredded at 78 or whatever.
Yeah, seriously. And both the same skin tone, even though Pauly is not from the islands.
He's a Caucasus man.
So that's Nikki. And let's get into the front. Oh, God.
Wait, Nikki Cousine, I just gotta say, most lovable person.
I would agree.
Except for maybe 1 or 2 lines, which he then just like even still wins you over because he goes, I was just trying to joke. I didn't know that and later on it might be of more like Susie being drunk in that moment and then taking it to another level where maybe that was how he joked with everybody, but Susie was drunk and this was on the way to the Wild Horse for the first strip club outing.
Crazy Horse.
Crazy Horse. Sorry. Oh, I messed up my Vegas strip clubs.
Yeah.
But so lovable, so lovable.
So I found him to be a little bit like the old Pauly D archetype, where he's the guy who came up with the catchphrases. He brought the phrase "cuisine" to the forefront. Cuisine, yo, cuz, stuff like that. He was the kind of guy who brought the laughs with what he said.
He is. Wow, I didn't put that together. I like it. I'll take it. You know what? And I love Pauly this much, and didn't really start trouble. Didn't really get.
Yeah, not real trouble.
Kind of was. Yeah, man.
And someone who fits the old school Vinny archetype, I would say, is Antonio, the third and final guy, who's kind of like the most average looking for sure.
Bro, he gives everybody hope in life. Because he's just
his girlfriend is beautiful.
I haven't seen her.
But and you can't even comment on that anyways. He's just a construction worker from Manhattan, and just, bro, he's just so much fun. Like, life apart, just a good time. Like, pool party poppy,
and I'm pretty sure he gave himself that name. Like,
yeah, he definitely gave.
And you know how hard it is to give yourself a name, and then people actually refer to it every now and again. Like, that's hard. You have to really live that life,
especially if it's an offshoot of Drake's Instagram handle. You know?
But I mean, I was nervous with him, not gonna lie, and I wonder if it was just editing or not. But one of the bigger moments was when he was like being shady and like smacking girls' asses while he has a girlfriend or doing this, and then he calls his girlfriend and tells her
literally everything,
and it's just like, yeah, no. She's like, oh no, it's all right, like, almost.
Which I think her thing was, so you didn't
do anything.
Do anything.
Hook up with a girl, and you didn't.
And he said no, and she's like, all right, yeah, that's fine. As long as I'm sure she was probably expecting that though, dude.
Yeah.
You tell your significant other, like, hey, I'm gonna go party with DJ Pauly D and Vinny from Jersey Shore for a month. They're probably expecting the relationship to be over.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So I mean, good for her and good for him, because it seems like he did stop it. Now, once again, as I said, it could be editing. Maybe, and it wasn't the storyline they were going with the rest of the season. It just didn't highlight it. But I hope it's option A, where he like chilled out and just decided to, party, have fun, and work at Dre's. Because he was one of the people who truly enjoyed that job at Dre's.
Well, dude, his real life job was literally laying pipe in New York City. That can't be fun. So I'm sure being in a party atmosphere while getting paid and living in a suite, he was like so appreciative of that moment.
Yeah.
Now, I would say that in discussing partying with Vinny, you have to mention one of my favorites, Maria, who has a very weird relationship with Vinny. Mm-hmm. Little romance, a little bit of a connection there. She was not a top 2 finalist for Vinny in A Double Shot at Love Season 1, which I found blasphemous. Such weird decision making on his end.
Yeah.
Very fun, pretty funny, and a little bit of a gangster. That's how I would describe Maria. I think she's awesome. I would hang out with her. I would, she's a reality TV star, so I would let her take me out for a lovely seafood dinner, some squid, some calamar.
I could honestly see her fitting in the most with the original Jersey Shore cast.
Interesting.
Out of all the girls.
I might have a different one.
Yeah?
Who we haven't discussed yet.
Interesting. The reason I say her is because of the fact that she can be tough, but she's also fun. Like, she's silly most of the time. The only time she gets that tough is when you step to her, right?
Yeah.
And then she'll be in your face, and that's what I remember the original Jersey Shore cast. Like, unless you really piss them off, or like get in their face, or like challenge them, that's when most of them, not Ronnie, obviously, but
yeah, that's different.
Of them, you can just like, and I felt like I could see her in that world.
Okay, that's fair. The person who I think fits the most definitely aesthetically is B Lashes, the final cast member we haven't discussed yet, I believe, right?
Well,
That's
that's not
everyone.
fair. That's not fair because the times have changed. You don't expect Maria to wear the stuff from back then. I mean, you're thinking of original Jersey Shore cast. You're also thinking to 2012.
I don't expect B Lashes to dress like she does now.
I know, but
But she still does.
But that's not fair because the original Jersey Shore cast doesn't dress like that now. It's literally just B Lashes.
Yeah, it's true.
Who knows what she wore back then?
However, B Lashes is a very big gossip, which would fit in quite well with the original Jersey Shore crew.
That is, you got me there. Okay, I'm sold on that.
Describing her quote unquote character is the Jersey Shore girl archetype from like 2013, 2012. A lot of glitter, a lot of fake eyelashes, hence the name. The B Lash Bop, and a big time gossip. She's just there to sip some tea, as it were. And that is our cast for this season. I thought they worked tremendously well together. I think that they kind of strayed away a little bit from the typical formula of the Jersey Shore cast.
Yeah, it's not so perfect, prim and proper.
Yeah, it's usually 4 and 4.
Yeah, 4 and 4.
This time around, it was a little bit different, and the age was spread out as well.
You're missing part of the cast here.
I am?
Yeah, I mean, I would give him honorary half cast member.
Oh, you're right. Okay, so Vinny works at Chippendales, and one of his friends and coworkers there is named Ricky. Very young, by the way. He's like 22 years old. And he winds up going out partying with them one night, and he meets Darren. And that is basically Darren's storyline for the season. The fact that she and this guy, Pretty Ricky, are vibing. They're kind of, will they, won't they? There's an incident where maybe he can't really perform. And it culminates towards the end of the season with them, I think we could just say it now, getting into a relationship with each other.
Date? Like, full on, where Darren stays in Vegas, they're dating. Like, and that's why, like, also, as the season went on, Pretty Ricky was in the apartment all the time. Like, he became a cast, like, he wore the robe.
He was mic'd up.
Yeah. So, like, he became an unintentional cast member. Or who knows? I don't know, man. Producers got me pulling some strings. Maybe he was intentional, and we just don't. Maybe they just really gave it all their writing guts this season and really pulled it out. But yeah, he's one. I like him. Like, might be my second favorite guy.
I want to get into him a little bit later once we discuss next season.
Okay.
So, let's get into our favorite moment from the show this season. I have like two. One is an entire episode, and one is something that happens multiple times throughout the show. I'll say the one that happens multiple times throughout the show, the Sex Robe. The Sex Robe, I think, is such an incredible gimmick brought on by Brandon. For those of you who are like, what is that? It is a robe you wear after a successful night of lovemaking, as it were. And it's gray, it's fluffy, it looks a little bit gross, but everyone wore it. And it was a badge of honor that you would wear proudly. And Brandon is now apparently, according to his Twitter, trying to make it a thing that he is selling.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I would buy one. Now, obviously, I wouldn't market it in my life as a sex robe. It would just be my robe because it looks comfortable. Right?
It does look comfy.
Think about it. You wake up Sunday morning. Instead of putting your shirt on, you put your robe on. You walk around your house, hood halfway up, not even fully on, covering your.
It's a hooded robe, which is interesting.
Bro, it's not a tie-off robe. That's the thing. It's just like kind of like a
coat. I feel like
a boxing. You know, like when the boxers come out, that type of robe. That's what it feels like, but fluffy and warm. And I want one so bad. And like it was funny when at the end when he tried marketing to Dre, because like this is also one of my favorite things about this season was this just the robe, right? And Brandon's just like giving it, like donning it on people, like you deserve this, and it was just so authentic because I don't like this is one of the things that you can't really write that this kid has a sex robe. Like it's hilarious. And
yeah, and I checked his Instagram. He wore it before they even filmed this season.
Yeah. I remember when you pointed that out to me during the season, you were like, dude, check out his Instagram. The sex robe.
And he called it a sex robe.
And that's the thing. Like, you can't write that stuff. That's why I already forgot his name, but is the best casting. Doran Ofer. D-O-R-O-N.
I hope he makes $1 million a year at least.
O-F-I-R.
I genuinely hope he's a millionaire because he's like elite at what he does.
He also did He's Rich Kids of Beverly Hills, which was entertaining for the half episode I saw. But, I mean, it's just like, I could see that being a thing, that robe. Especially for in the little one. I mean, once again, we'll get into this again. I can see a show blowing up. Like, the more it's on, I can see it blowing up as like a bingeable show. Especially with today's culture and reality TV. Like, there's a lot of reality TV. So I don't see this going one season and everyone be like, oh my God, that's the best thing ever. Necessarily. But I could see this like picking up steam slowly and surely. And then people go back and watch the old ones and then catch up.
I hope so, man.
Happening. And especially if we spread the word enough. Right? We'll start in our squad. We'll start in our squad. We'll emphasize that people need to watch this. Right? We'll get people to watch it. And then it will branch out to the whole world. Okay, Kyle? And then this video will blow up. And now we are the new 2 interviewers for the reunion episodes. And life's happy.
That would be excellent. Although, I feel, you know that like beard liner thing that people do where they like fill it in?
Yeah.
I feel like someone would just have to like slap tar across all of mine just to make it look like as pristine as Nicki Cousine's, because his beard is like,
dude, it's
like you can't.
It's dark,
Drake's beard.
Like,
it's like Drake's beard. You know how like his is like there's not one patch in it. It's the same thing. It's like how'd you and his hair's it's kind of crazy.
Money buys you hair. Shout out Lewis Hamilton. Money buys you hair. That's why I don't get how some people who have money still don't have hair. It's just like you just call more people. One of those things will work. But that's
and my second thing that was my favorite moment of the show is all of DJ Pauly D-Day. And here's why. This season aired during the COVID-19 pandemic, if anyone is listening to this in the future. And seeing that genuinely reminded me of how fun life can be when a pandemic is not going on. It made me so nostalgic for like parties, dancing, music, friends. It felt like I was I felt like I was partying with them. It was something I needed so, especially during the summer too. It was something I needed. And I used to watch these because it airs on Thursday. Excellent branding, by the way. And I would watch them Friday mornings, and I would be like, "Wow, man! If what I would do right now to be in that type of environment this weekend." So that's why that to me was for sure my favorite moment of the show. What about you?
I mean, Pauly D-Day was definitely a banger. You told me before the episode, like you watched it before, and you're like, just wait, it's a great episode. But then I also, Miami gave me those vibes too. Because that Miami episode, even though I will go out on a limb and say Miami is not my city, right? I understand how it could be a great city culturally, right? They have wonderful food, right? But it's just too high class for me. When you can't wear shorts to a club when it's 95 degrees out at 10 o'clock at night, that's just not my place, man. I can't be wearing pants. I can't be wearing pants to a 95-degree club, okay? But besides that, it's these people's place, and they partied their brains out, right? That was the night that Pauly told Nikki, like, I love her, whatever. Or
tell her I love her.
Tell her I love her. And which he then was just like, I was just high off the adrenaline. Like, why'd I say that? Which I get, because that's a big thing in his career. That club was huge for him to do. And that day it brought me so much joy when they got to go out like that. Having Mike Lawrence on the show, I did love.
Awesome.
Which was part of Pauly D-Day, but just seeing them, the situation's arms are alarming because I am afraid I'm afraid that he's gonna get arrested for packing some guns, because even though he could say no, 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 I'm not. Those things are not natural. Like, it almost looks like he has injections in his arms. Like he got bicep and tricep implants. Like they're huge.
So
They're
for
huge.
anyone
They're
watching,
the size of my thigh.
for anyone watching, this is a salt lamp my mom got me for some vibes, and this is what the situation's arms look like. Size of my head.
I have a question.
What's up?
Have you ever licked a lamp?
Nope, and I don't plan on it.
I'm just curious how salty it actually is.
Well, it leaves a salty residue on my fingers after I touch it, which now means I can't really touch my mic. So pretty salty.
But those things, I mean, and there's so much like just small moments. I love when they were just hanging out after the next morning after drunk debacles, and they'd all just kind of fall into like the living room, because that reminds me of like days where like we like post New Year's when like we're all in my like
we don't gotta go into many details, but yeah,
and it was just chilling. Like it was just good times, like, and I admit it made you feel like you're with your friends, and it was just like
again, another thing that was good during the pandemic.
That's the thing. Like, I think this is all emotions that are being brought up to us because we haven't been out and been able to party, and we have to live through them. So it was a good time, but it was also interesting. I liked seeing Maria and Vinny's date, because that
was another good one.
It was a step forward for them, and I'm like, you know what, good for them.
Yeah, and you know what? So my thing was, in season 1, they went on a date, and they seemed to only show footage of them being weird together.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I was like, that can't be how it was the entire time. It couldn't be. That doesn't make sense.
But this season, I think that first one could have been like that. I honestly,
you think so?
I think so. I mean, now, I'm not saying 100%, but like 95% of that date was awkwardness, and there was 5% where they really truly connected and like had a normal conversation. Because even this one, it was still pretty awkward. I mean, they did show you they actually had real conversation on this one, which is good, because if like I'm one of those people who I'm like, I want to see those people together, and if it doesn't work out, I'm like, oh man, but I move on with my life. I don't get like caught up in it.
Yeah.
But I would like, it would be cool to like, wow, we watched that grow and now they're actually together. Like, that's fun. Like Roger and JWoww, when they were together, it was fun to know that they got Snooki and Gianni. They're still together, and we got to watch that relationship form through a reality TV show, and that's pretty cool.
Mike and Lawrence.
I mean, Mike and Lawrence. We didn't really see it on the show though. I mean,
we saw them together, and it's like I like seeing them together because they.
Yes, dude.
You know,
bro, eating your best life is such a. You great
watch that?
Thing. I watch, not consistently, but I do watch.
I watch it sometimes as well,
and it just makes me happy because I like seeing people happy. Right?
Yeah, same here.
So like, I want obviously any happy situation to work out, and it's funny because they could be so silly together, and it's like that's fun. Like I like to see that as a relationship, that they're not taking it too serious.
And speaking of which, we also have a category favorite pairing of the show. Now I figured this could be like between 2 to 3 people, maybe 2 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
And we just mentioned one of mine, Vinny and Maria. I think they're so funny to watch together because they really are like high schoolers flirting with one another. Maria calls him the B word over and over again. She gets jealous from time to time with him. It's you can tell Vinny like is surprised with how much he likes her. Like it's kind of like, oh, I didn't expect this. I love on the first date that Maria opens with, so Vinny, I'm poor. Like I love stuff like that.
That was great because it gave you also a view behind the curtain of like these new cast members are just, I'm gonna say kids, even though they're like our age and a little bit younger, but like they're just normal people who were like, I'm gonna sign up for this casting call, and then they ended up on a reality TV show that is now reoccurring. Like you can't, like, they were just like, oh wow, this is, and then think about the guys and how they must feel because they're like, wait, we're going on to season 2. This is season 2 of a show that, I mean, obviously they're going to put some effort behind it. That has to be a good feeling just going into it. And then now with
MTV put up the bag. John, there was a Rihanna song in this show.
Oh, that, yes. But my thing is, I think there was a lot of promotion for Lin Q, the hotel they were in. Obviously, I want to go to Dre's now if I go to, like...
Yeah, that would be the club I want to go to.
That's the thing. Like, I want to... Even if it's like a pool party day, like Dre's, like, if I'm going to choose a pool party, I want to do Dre's pool party because I've seen it, right? So it's great promotion for these places. Like, amazing promotion. Maybe not... Crazy
Horse. I mean, I'm not...
Maybe not Crazy Horse because I don't know what to do.
That's not my vibe. But
I don't know what to do with my hands.
If someone were to ask us, hey, where should I go if I want to partake in that entertainment?
Yeah.
I would show them that way. I would tell them, hey, it's got the Godfather vibes.
You like guys? Why don't you go see
Chippendales?
Chippendales, thank you. There. Look, we're basically tour guides of Vegas after watching this.
Vegas, you can hire us.
Boom. Do Vegas. Maybe not right at this very moment, but a month or two down the line, fingers crossed. Vegas.
Well, yeah, let's not give anyone a false hope.
I'm just saying, fingers crossed. But the Three Cuisines, once again, that was gonna be my next one. It was an unexpected thing that came out of the show that I'm like, man, I honestly wish they MTV does like a little YouTube series of like the cuisine.
I was about to recommend that. Yeah.
Have a cookbook with it too. I think they're so marketable. Because they just like watching them cook was so much fun, and like just they are little. But I think that's one of the reasons I could see the show blowing up is because they once again found people that they can market the shit out of.
Yeah, 100%. That's the thing, and I just love the dynamics between them. Those are my top two favorite pairings. Did you have anyone else, or was that?
I actually had a surprise favorite pairing of the relationship that formed between Nikki and Maria. Like, because they actually seem like genuine friends. Like, they talked about how they talked off the show and like before this season. They were always the ones that they confided in each other because they also have that connection of being in like and love and lust and or whatever for the two main characters, let's say, and I like it. It's nice to see that like bond between them.
100%. And the final topic is
which is the most exciting one.
Oh yeah, it's something that we didn't know if we were going to be able to talk about because we didn't know if the show was going to get renewed for another season. However, literally the day after the finale, a lot of the castmates started posting pictures on their Instagrams of them on flights.
Welcome to Rumor Report with John and Kyle.
We believe now Florida, this is real life news.
Hey man, I need a little more credit than we. Okay.
Hold on. Hold on. There's something I brought up. Florida just opened up. Like basically everything. And then John came up with the location.
I don't remember you saying Florida first, but I'll let you have it. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. John brought up this location, and I came up with the reasoning.
Yeah. So I was like, I could see Florida, and it both clicked for us because literally the day that Kyle mentioned the pictures, it was like on the news that Florida is reopening everything.
Yeah, like they just stopped caring
so
about
then
COVID.
I was like, it makes so much sense because Miami, right? You change the scenery. Don't go back to Vegas again because they did that already, right? But bring these kids to Miami where they did get that little taste of Miami and just let them free. And then it gives us that nostalgia of one of the best Jersey Shore seasons ever.
My personal favorite. Yes, absolutely. And this topic is what we want to see from next season.
Yes.
Now, I think what we can do is go back and forth. I have 3 things majorly that I would like to see.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go first for the first one. I still want them to have a job.
Oh yeah. I think that's needed in reality TV shows.
It's just it's part of the formula that seems to work. It's kind of mundane, but something about it. Maybe it separating them from the house, also putting people together in these different combinations that while they're working, it just adds.
Keeps them tired. Which it doesn't sound like crazy, but I think keeping them tired, like there was a lot of gossip and talking that went on at the t-shirt shop and the ice cream place and the pizza place in Jersey Shore that, like, I don't think you get a lot of the drama. I mean, you still get a lot of the drama, but I think it helps drama bubble a little more when people are tired and having to work together and they don't have the self-control because they're tired and hungover and they just like let words stumble out sometimes. And I think that's part of the fun. And it also makes it, and I think this is just behind the curtain of reality TV, I think it makes it more like you feels like it could be you because they have to go to their job after partying, like and like a simple job they have to like, so it makes it more relatable is the word I'm looking for. Thank God I figured that out. My brain was like, what's the vocabulary? But yeah, dude, I think them having the job would be, I think it's necessary. My thing is, one of the things I would like to see is Pretty Ricky. I don't know if this is one of yours, but as we talked about earlier, I need more of him. I need him to be and now I don't know exactly how that would go because I wonder if he would like stop stripping so that he could be on this reality TV, which I'm assuming is probably a better plan for the long run.
Well, here's the thing.
Especially because he could go back then being the reality TV star Pretty Ricky.
Exactly.
So I really hope they decide to. But it also, I think actually either way, his relationship with Darren and him, I think he could be on, right?
Yeah, because it could be interesting even if they broke up.
Yeah. Now, unless it was super messy where one of them feels like they can't actually be there and like bite the bullet and actually be there, then I could see that being a reason. But I don't know, man. I think it's definitely I need it.
100%. I definitely agree with you.
Oh, actually, also pause. Pretty Ricky's also not. I don't know what Pretty Ricky is, ethnic background, but
either brown or black. That's what it looks like.
Right? Finally breaks the formula of just the whole white cast for Jersey Shore. Like,
well, Nikki kind of did that already. She's now on Gal.
True. I'm sorry, I completely forgot.
But all white guys.
White guys, yeah. So they were getting diversity in our reality TV. Okay.
Yeah.
2020.
Very nice. Up next actually has to do with the first clue to us realizing that they might be filming another season of Double Shot. The day of the finale, the GOAT of reality television, Mike the Situation, posted a picture saying, going to film Family Vacation next season. John, would like at least 2 episodes in which more, if not all, of the Jersey cast members party with the Double Shot House.
Crossovers. You want to see like when Timmy Turner and Jimmy Neutron had their crossovers on Nickelodeon.
One of the biggest things of my childhood. I was so hyped.
You can't forget it. Remember when they would do them in different animation?
Dude, I was wild on that. And I was like, Jersey oh my God, Timmy looks so weird.
I mean, obviously you can't do this right now, but maybe future Jersey Shore cast takes these kids to their favorite spots on the boardwalk of Seaside.
Yeah, like Karma.
Dude, come on. That could be crazy. Karma's not open, but...
Oh, is it not? Is it closed down?
Closed.
Oh, yikes. That's unfortunate.
To see it because they had 17 bars, but... Karma was wild.
Yeah, for sure.
But I would love that, man. It's great. And especially getting some of the other people we haven't seen. Well, I haven't seen in a while because I don't watch Family Vacation. To meet these kids and actually like go out with them, I think could be a lot of fun. But I'm also wondering how long will they keep Vinny and Pauly like this much a part of it, or will they try to start weeding them off and more of the other cast?
I genuinely think that's up to them.
Up to them, and up to the relationships, right? Which goes to kind of show. I mean, another thing that we kind of witnessed, which we once again reunion episode right now. I picked up that Nikki's filming the reunion episode out of DJ Pauly D's bedroom. And
John believes this. It's not confirmed necessarily.
Kyle, I told you already. Okay, allegedly, Nikki's living with him. We read it on the internet.
And everything you read on the internet, folks, is true.
Well, I mean, if you read on the internet and then she's filming out of his bedroom, which is kind of obvious. And watch.
I've never noticed his bedroom. That's all I'm saying. I've never known what it looks like.
And Kyle calls himself a true Jersey Shore fan. You could see how much he likes Mike. I bet you he knows what Mike the Situation's bedroom looks like.
No, I know what his dining room looks like because of Eating My Best Life, though.
But I mean, yeah. So I would like to see. I'm interested because if they're still in a relationship, they actually have to be in the show, which I don't mind also. But I would like this show to highlight the other people more.
Yeah,
because it will make it's. I think that's where more of the entertainment is going to come in. I don't think we're going to get much drama from Vinny and Pauly nowadays because they're too seasoned and they just know.
And they're older.
Yeah, unless it's like relationship stuff, they just know how to like handle it.
They didn't have much of the drama this season. They were just kind of in it for the goofs and the gaffs.
So I hope it follows along those lines. But also I don't want Pauly D to have a beard.
Why?
I don't know. I just can't get used to it, man.
Yeah, I'm fine with it now. He just looks like he grew up a little bit.
One of my favorite moments was Pauly talking about, like, I think he was saying to Nikki, like, you can't care about how people look at you. And he goes, I mean, like, look at me. Look at my hair. He goes, you think I care what people say about me?
Yeah, like, that was awesome.
He owns up that he's almost a character, like...
Caricature.
Thank you. I couldn't... Bro, I teach math, not English. So that's why these words aren't coming out properly. But yeah, he's a caricature. So with the hair and like the excessive tan, like he knows what he is, and that's his marketing strategy. So that lightheartedness about his look, and it really made him seem personable.
Yeah, 100%.
But out of next season, I mean, I just kind of want to see the same thing, but like somewhere else. Just keep going with it, right?
Yeah.
Keep riding.
I do have one more though.
I'm excited. Because you're better at this than me.
I maybe wouldn't mind them flying one or two hometown friends in.
Like get a couple more people on?
Not permanent
for
things.
Kind of like a writer or a...
Like a writer who, by the way, Ryder, looking pretty good right now. Just throwing that out there. Ryder, if you're listening...
You can tell, but one of us is single, one of us is not.
Ryder, if you're listening out there... You're doing pretty well. So yeah, like a rider or a unit, or what was Ronnie's friend's name that looked just like him?
Oh, bro, I don't remember, but it was literally him.
Really weird. He even did the hand thing. And Arvin, the troublemaker. I just think it adds a fun wrinkle, especially if there's an opposite gender of someone in the house.
And then,
because then it gets really.
It also gives the option of like pre-casting someone for if we have a Dina, like when Angelina left and they brought Dina in, even though Dina wasn't on beforehand, it just like
true.
It gives you that option of bringing that person in. So yeah, that's a really good idea, and it gives more flavor of that person's life. It gives like a deeper background look on whoever they bring in. So I really like that. But yeah, man, I think that's all the ideas I have.
Yeah, and I mean, before we say goodbye to everyone for the episode, I just like to say that this season of A Double Shot of Love is maybe my favorite season of reality television since Jersey Shore season 3.
I was gonna say, where would you rank this in the Jersey Shore? Really,
so
like,
me personally, I won't rank Family Vacation because I haven't seen all the seasons of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go season 2 of Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Season 1, season 3, and then A Double Shot at Love season 2, right below that. Then you go season 4 of Jersey Shore, season 5 of Jersey Shore, then Double Shot at Love season 1, and then Jersey Shore season 6.
Yeah, that was rough. It was
funny, but
season 6.
You know, yeah. Nicole pregnant.
But also, I think season 5 Jersey Shore and season 1 of Double Shot very close, like,
interchangeable. Even I would say,
yeah, because season 1 Double Shot, and it's also season 1 hard to rank because it's so different. It's a game show more than
it's literally a different thing.
A regular reality TV show, but since it's in the family, we're gonna rank it there. But I would agree with that because I did finally come to the conclusion that season 2 is better than season 1 of Jersey Shore. Yeah, I decided. You're right. I mean, although a lot of nostalgia.
I mean, the note, man.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Our friends reference it to this day.
People got shirts.
People got shirts. Yeah.
People got shirts. So yeah, I truly agree, and it makes me so excited because in reality TV, there's so much that I don't watch. Like I never got into Real Housewives. I never got into it. So having a reality TV show that I actually truly enjoy again, that is in this party wild vibe.
But within the family of something that you love from the past.
That's why, because that's why it's exciting. Because like technically, could I have tried out Florida Bama Shore? Sure, but I knew that it wouldn't have that connection to my heart, and it feels like almost if they made new Star Wars movies and they were actually good. You know? So this feels like the Star Wars movies we deserve, but in Jersey Shore's world.
You know? No comment on that one. Well said. I can't say it any better than that. But yeah, hopefully it comes out pretty good. And for those of you who are watching this in the future and want us to comment on something that happened in the reunion that addresses any of this, if we find it relevant enough, maybe we'll mention it on the next podcast. But yeah, I think that'll do it for us here on this week's episode of Gorilla and the Geek, another episode of the Reality Review. John, where can people find you?
As always, you can find me on twitch.tv/Ginger Gaming, Instagram Ginger Gorilla Gaming, Twitter. You can search Ginger Gorilla or Ginger Gorilla Gaming. You'll see it. The emblem will come up. And check them out, man. Twitch. I'm gonna be starting streaming a little more Among Us because this game is really taking things over, and I'm really enjoying it. And it just brings a different dynamic to the stream of like more chill, less ragey competitiveness, and just kind of fun. Just fun. I mean, it still gets loud because, especially when I feel like we're gonna get more voice chat in, because I think even if we don't necessarily play with our IRL friends, I feel like I'm willing to make internet friends just to play voice chat on this game. Like, which is weird.
It's a fun one
because this is the first time I'm like, you know what? I'll find new people on the internet to play just so I can play this game with them.
Well, because it's a game that really works well when you are playing with people, like voice chat. Yeah,
you can hear emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's fun because you get to practice how to lie. Who doesn't love practicing how to lie?
Now, little key into what my new strat is. As of this morning, I was thinking about it. I think I'm going to try and show no emotion while playing.
Just be deadpan.
I think I'm going to try.
No, but like, just straight facts. Just straight facts.
Yes, just facts. No. Like yesterday, John and I had like a screaming match at one point, and it turned out that neither one of us was.
It was so funny.
It just led to us losing. But like, I want to see if I can hold it just to a very dull, maybe even a kind voice.
All I'm saying is that strat will last maybe a day of playing the game. I don't think this is going to be weeks down the road that we're still playing this, and you're still like, yes, but. Where was were you at the reactor?
I was doing wires and navigation, like stuff like that. Yeah.
But if you guys have seen Among Us or like to see Among Us, come check it out. It's a lot of fun. And everyone could watch it. I think this is just one of those video games that you don't have to be into video gaming because it's more of listening to people argue, and that's fun argue, not like
it's like a board game.
Yeah.
It's like a virtual board game.
Yeah. So those where you can find me. Kyle, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Buff Charmander. You can find me on YouTube and any podcast feed you listen to. Geeks Weekly. That is 2 words. Geeks Weekly. I got a bunch of content that's been coming out lately. Multiple videos a week for now. It's not going to be a forever thing. I got a bunch of stuff about The Boys, which just kicked into high gear with this most recent episode.
Mm-hmm.
Won't get any spoilers out with that. You can find me on those platforms for some funds, and tweet at us. Let us know your thoughts on the pod, anything you'd like to say, any listener questions we have. We would always love to get those. And I think that about does it for this week's episode. John, anything you have to say to the listeners before we sign off?
No, that's it, man. And thank you guys for listening and /watching. And until next time, peace out, everybody.
See you next time.